Yeah, that Demon King, yeah, the people in the, there's people in the most powerful organization in the world that serve him, and, they're probably gonna summon him soon, but, my niece has been skipping classes. Can you, check in on that? Good evening, Cupcakes. How are you doing this fine evening? It is a bright and sunny day in Caltheon, and we are going to be involved in some Caltheonian politics. Yay. Well, since it's an outpost, hopefully this isn't like the farm, where there were not actually any farmers, just a whole bunch of mud monsters. It's an outpost, hopefully this guy will be protected. How is it that my men, my own men, are more dim-witted than the Rutum? This is why the assimilation process is taking so bloody long. If only those nitwits were half as capable as my brothers in battle during my days on the battlefield, this would have been taken care of already. If only even Kirklas were here. And you, why are you still standing here? Did you come to see the Rutum for tea? Eliminate those scoundrels this instant! Well, I mean, they seem capable of having wizards, so maybe they're not all that stupid. You gotta... It's an intelligence-based class, after all. Hey. Hey. Somebody. Okay. So... Let's go. I love that ability. It's got like a 30-second cooldown or something, but my goodness is it powerful. Alright. And now it's off a cooldown, so come on. Everybody gather round. Gather round and die. It's so good! It's so cool! I don't even remember what that ability is called. I just call it my execution ability because, oh my goodness, the damage. You mean to tell me you fought alongside my men for this conquest? Here or not, that's a tough pill to swallow. Those worthless weaklings struggled with just one Rutum soldier. How am I supposed to give them any credit? Huh. What kind of training are recruits even doing these days? I never imagined something like this in the twilight of my career. And if we had even 10 soldiers like you, Caltheum would have long since returned to its former glory. Goblins are no trouble for you, yes? We have some goblins taking up residence in the western forest. Mind you, they are more vicious than other goblins you may have come across. They are a smarter, more merciless bunch. They were not particularly threatening to Caltheum, but they have recently become much more violent. What I remember, their chief was someone you could reason with. Go and meet him. As someone of your caliber, he may actually be willing to speak with you. My tribe are attacking the trade wagons of Falasi? That's the long and short of it, right? Both Falasi and Shakatu are idolized by all goblins. That's why we cooperated with Falasi. In the past, anyway. Actually, I was recently replaced by a new chief. I'm ashamed to say this, but I was bested by a younger goblin. The young ones are strong, but so haughty and aggressive. And through this, I am no longer garner the respect I once had. So I need you to teach them a lesson in my name that they'll surely remember. What's this stone circle with these candles? It looks a little suspicious. You really are a piece of work, aren't you? You took care of that situation rather easily. I think you'll find the trade will have no further issues now. I can imagine that Mr. Falasi must have been very worried about things. Since you've come so far, why don't you spend some time looking around Trent?
Are you from Belinos?
Since the goblin got his wish granted, now it's our turn to fulfill ours. And here he comes, right on time, after we resolved everything. Merchants sure have their timing down. I heard that the problem with the catfishman and Rotom were resolved, I came here to help mediate the issues with the Mancha goblins. But I guess it's unnecessary. You are simply a lot more impressive than I thought. Thanks to you, the trade routes will be restored. It's my turn to keep my part of the deal. Go to Trent and meet their trade merchant, Ricta. I already sent her a letter. You know it's her after seeing her hair. What? Is there a description of her hair you wanna maybe provide me? There are actually people that avoid doing the main quest because they like the little tiny black spirit, the little tiny blob black spirit, and I gotta say, yeah, you know, they got a point. Dude's adorable. What can... Your lady Segakaku? From the rumors, I thought you'd be as big as an ogre.
There are times
Thanks.
weapons are necessary to defeat the
So you are the person Philosophy was talking about. I can't believe there's someone stupid enough to look for the forbidden book of Elion in the middle of Calphion. Hoping for an early death, are you? You weren't possibly thinking of going against the church alone, were you? Alright, I'm in. I'll try to find the book myself. But I'm only doing this for Philosophy. Can't believe I've been roped into something like this. It's better be worth my trouble. A lot of people have been requesting weapons nowadays, so I need to gather a lot of wood from the treants. But the chief and his people consider the treants sacred. It's all such a headache. As long as we make as long as we make money, it's all good, no? I just don't see their point. See if you can stay out of sight and chop some down for me. Well, it'll be a bit of a nuisance, but please. Thanks. I wasn't like right in the middle of a whole bunch of stuff, you know. Listen, I know you want to give me things, but I'm a little busy. Are we lumberjacks or hunters? But seriously, do treants see themselves as trees or animals? This amount should be enough, right? Now let's return to the trade merchant with red hair. Haven't we seen her somewhere before? She seems so familiar. Tier 8 white horse? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do that. We saved up 30 of those cocoa leaves. We're gonna go ahead and do that. Well, here, we'll finish this quest, and then we'll get a tier 8 white horse with instant acceleration. That's nutty. Good. Thanks to you, I was able to meet the deadline. Here's the book you were looking for. Remember, no one can see with this. Also, you can't tell a soul that I found this book for you. At some point, I was trained to become a Valkyrie. Now I've done this. I guess it doesn't matter anyway. I've been duly paid. Oh, she does kind of look like the generic Valkyrie. Going to Calphion with the Elionian Forbidden Book? Do you think there's anyone in this world as daring as us? The hero of Calphion in possession of their forbidden book. Who could imagine such a crazy thing? Let's head over to Nella. Time to get paid for our hard work. You seen the leaves that Coco hid? They're extremely difficult to come across, but our guild has recently found some, so we've been rewarding the leaves to those who've greatly contributed to our guild. I asked because I thought I saw you with one. If you bring us cocoa leaves, I'll exchange them for rare goods. And it's a female, too. Thank you. I heard this is only rewarded to those who've been acknowledged by our guild for their contribution, and it seems like you've gained our recognition. I must applaud your patience. There must have been a lot of other goods worth taking.
Want more sight in dark.
Seems like you've gained recognition from our guild. I hope to be able to help you in your adventures. Please continue to grow stronger, and may our partnership flourish. Did you see how much faster she is? And she's only level 1. I am not following the fairy. Probably not a good idea. Oh. And this is why you follow the fairy. We finally found it. Let me read it. The fact that it's forbidden is so exciting. Yeah, read it while everybody's looking. Yeah. Oh. Oh my. Yes, I can clearly see why this is forbidden. This is such an absurd story. And even if civilians became enamored with the ideas in here, Lord Elion would just lead them back down the right path. Look, we never found this, understand? Get rid of it. Burn it, bury it, whatever you have to do. But just make sure it is forever gone from this world. What's the matter with you? Let's try reading it. The Shadow Knights, now a secret organization forever banished from the history books, were formerly part of the Knights of Dawn. The Knights of Dawn were those who followed the teachings of the ancient light. They were well aware of how the forces of darkness permeated through every generation. However, with the threat of Belmorn looming across all lands, the Knights of Dawn made their presence known to the world and formally requested assistance from each country. An alliance of soldiers were then formed to engage Belmorn. Despite all efforts, Belmorn, who had fallen in battle, did not simply disappear. Belmorn managed to deal a substantial blow to the souls of the surviving Knights of Dawn. Oh. On the other hand, having observed the might of the Knights of Dawn, each began to exercise checks and balances against the knights now made known to the world. All of this happened immediately after the last master of the Knights of Dawn announced that the knights would remain neutral and would not take sides with any particular country. Some of the knights converted to Elionism and became priests of the Elian Church. These priests formed the crux of the group that came to be known as the Fraternity of Light and became the most powerful group of priests within the Elian Church today. Oh, so that's why it's banned. Questionable ties between the Fraternity of Light, however, exist to this day, with another group of former knights that came to be known as the Shadow Knights. Isn't it exciting? I knew I smelled something rotting about them from the refugee camp. Words inscribed next to an X-shaped torturing device. On the day the captain died at the foot of the Statue of Redemption, the land's last shred of conscience also went with him. Despite this, no matter the effort to prevent the dawn from coming, darkness will always succumb to the rising sun. Our truth will stand victorious in the end. Oh, okay, so the Church of Elion is like super corrupt. It's surprising how vividly the truth has been exposed right here, all along. If he died at the foot of the Statue of Redemption like it says, there should be a clue around there as well. Okay. Let's go and, challenge the most powerful organization in the world, like our hallucination says. I can't see that ever going wrong. Can you? Is that the leader of the Knights of Dawn who perished at the Statue of Redemption? Much of the paint has peeled off. Yet the symbol of Calphion, the eagle up top with wings spread wide, is blindingly majestic. There's something written behind the memorial stone of the statue. In memory of the righteous and honorable Callias, who fell to the sword of the treacherous Incarotia. Oh, that's interesting. Finally, a familiar name. Inkarosha. The Inkaroshas purged the Knights of Dawn. Guess this is why Enrique wanted the book. It's as if he was led by original sin. We have to go see him again. Yeah, it might not be the best idea to tell him that, you know, we read the book and we know about the Knights of, and we know that his family purged the Knights of Dawn and all that kind of stuff. Seems like, you know, confronting him about that might lead to some issues. Like, we might get murdered. Knife in the back. And all that.
You sure no one was followed?
It's been quite a while. Don't tell me you're planning to disturb my work with trivial matters.
This place isn't safe. Come closer.
Annalisa Rosie said that she'd given up on ever finding the book. But look at you. You were actually able to retrieve it and bring it to me. Excellent. Let's take a look. I wonder what is written in here. You'll get your money worth for this, my friend.
You can decline my offer if you like, but think
Okay. Looks like the right book. Let me take a look at it.
I'd like
This is a sinister account of this heretic's history. Yet I can only think to thank our ancestors. Oh yes, I promised you a reward. Take my advice. Forget everything you know about this book. That's my reward.
You sure no one was following you? I trust you have.
Have you read the book too? It would be best if you erased it from your memory entirely. Your expression tells me that you don't understand why. Don't tell me you sympathize with those heretics. This basically proves that the last appointed knight, Captain Callius, was a heretic. This document should change your mind. It seems to be that there are still many who attempt to chase after the traces of those cursed souls. That's probably why there was a woman with the strange clothes searching for their remnants, looking to extinguish them.
This place isn't safe. Come closer.
After a long period of investigating and inquiring, we were able to meet the past witch of Hexe. Better known as Hexe Marie, she was the one who helped Belmorn summon Kazarka. Oh, and Kazarka thus granted her eternal life. Oh! We've been learning from Hexe Marie about and preparing the necessary rituals to summon Kazarka. What? There is, however, one important thing that needed to be done. The sacrifice for Kazarka. We must find a woman with strong magical powers like that of Hexe Marie in order to summon Kazarka. This is the most important task at hand for us at the moment.
You can decline my offer if you like.
Huh.
Think carefully.
The crest on the corner of this document certainly be the Knights of Dawn. Don't you get it? It's clear that they were the ones who summoned Kazarka in the past. I shudder to think how they could have possibly survived the Great Purge, let alone infiltrate Calpheon and the Elian Church.
I'd like to know your thoughts.
With this settled, I have one more point of business for you to check up on. I heard Nella has been skipping her classes lately. She isn't the type. She always attends the classes well. Can you find out what she might be up to? Nella seemed to be interested in dangerous knowledge lately. She asked about the witches of Hexe Sanctuary. I simply told her it would be fruitless, since the records themselves are either too old or unverified, and the witches have all disappeared. She seemed doubtful, though. She mentioned that there's an acquaintance of hers at Hexe Sanctuary. I'm worried she might have already set foot in that dangerous place.
I'm not a witch.
Yeah, no, definitely not a witch. No, sorry. If it's potions you need, you've come to the right
You
place.
have everything you need.
Nella, you say? She's become quite the popular one. Another stranger came by quite recently as well, searching for her. But yes, she did come to see me. She asked for help in finding Hexe Marie. I told her that she is the legendary witch that summoned Kazarka, but she could not be convinced that the witch no longer exists, and went into the sanctuary to look for traces. She said that Valkyries shouldn't be scared of a few skeletons. Yet as she said it, I could hear her voice shudder.
I hear that there's a bad rumor about us.
Black Witch, summoning Kazaka. It's been a long time since I've come across such an exciting story. Let's follow that redhead. Look, over there. There's someone on the hut on top of that hill. So thank you for watching. If you're watching this on my main channel as soon as it goes live, then a link to the stream will be down in the description below, and I'll be streaming for about 2 hours as this goes live. So I'd love it if you could hop over there and come say hi. But other than that, I think I will see you later. Bye.